Hey everybody, it's me BaRKy and I'm here with another mod showcase, and this is for the Tiberium Rim Mod for Alpha 16. This is a crazy big mod. It's really awesome. I love the idea of this. Just by the way, YouTube's changed its way of notifying subscribers of new videos, so if you could just do this, click subscribe, then click on the bell, and you'll get a notification whenever I put out a video, and it'll help me get my videos more recommended. So it's just a win-win for both of us. Thank you! So if you ever played Command & Conquer, I think it was 4. Tiberium was a pretty big part of the game, and it's similar in this mod in that it adds in this thing called Tiberium, and if you don't know what it is, don't worry, you don't need to play the game to know. So you got green over there, we've got blue over here, and then we've got red, which this fucking cow is lying on. But I'm sure it'll move eventually. Well, you can see a little crystal over there. And what this does is that it slowly spreads this thing called green Tiberium, and you get blue and you get red around the map, and it'll continuously consume and consume and consume. So it'll destroy everything around it. Slowly things will die as it takes its place, as well as animals will become corrupted and become these things called viceroids, which is kind of scary. There are different events that can happen, so I've gone ahead and put down quite a few over here just to show you. This is the normal green one. This is the normal blue one. This is something called a blue monolith, which is a bit of a rarer event than the normal blue one happening. And this is the red shard, or the Tiberium shard. This is a Tiberium meteor, which apparently spawns all 3, but it seems to take quite a while to do its thing. So yeah, this is all the events that I could get out of dev mode. But yeah, so I've just gone ahead and spawned the 3 normal ones here. I guess we can say vanilla, and just say that blue is much rarer than green, and red is much rarer than blue. And you can refine them, and that's why the rarity happens, is because you can refine the little crystals that spawn out of them. They do spread pretty slowly, I would say, which is okay, because I'll speed up things in post, but I have a lot of other stuff to show you while this grows. So we're just gonna let this happen by itself. You'll probably come back. Okay, you can already see that this cow has died from natural Tiberium poisoning, and that's lethal. It says lethal at the bottom there. So we can come back and take a look at what happens to that cow later. It also adds in a few production benches, which is the Tiberium Refinery, Tiberium Research Bench, and the Tiberium Research Crafting Adapter. Sorry, it's quite a fucking mouthful. So what I've gone ahead and spawned in here, some protection outfits that we can use later, as well as the 3 production benches here, and you can kind of see what they do. So if you go to the Tiberium Research Crafting Adapter, you can add, build, and write about green Tiberium, blue Tiberium, or red Tiberium, and that requires raw crystals. So for you to be able to do that, you need to actually go in and harvest the stuff. But as you can see from the cow, it is actually lethal to spend too much time there, which is quite bad. Then it adds in its own research bench, and that's where Tiberium actually comes into play, in that you can use it to your advantage. So the first thing is Tiberium Research, and then after that it spawns 3 new ones. Well, it allows you to access the other 3, which is Tiberium Refining, Tiberium Knowledge, and Tiberium Inhibition. The Tiberium Refining allows you to use the crystals to be made into other stuff, and I'll get into that just now. But pretty much just for basics is that green can be refined to steel, the blue one can be refined to plasteel, and the red crystals can be refined into gold. So it's not completely bad. I mean, it is pretty bad. I've had a playthrough with it. It seems pretty fucking impossible to stop properly without Tiberium Inhibition. And you'll see why, because these things are really expensive to make. So it's really and then this allows you the understanding, so you can make these books and stuff, which you actually need later. And then Tiberium Inhibition allows you to make something called the Sonic Inhibitor, Security Sonic Inhibitor. And you can put that down, and you can see it projects a little area around it, and that kills any crystals that are in its area. So you got to make this, then go put it down, and hopefully save rock and roll. The research bench is required, so you actually need to have your own research bench to do that. And as you can see why, Tiberium Research requires Tiberium Research Bench. So forget about high-tech research bench. This is where it's at right now. And then lastly, you have the refinery, which allows you to actually refine the crystals. I need 5 raw green crystals, and I'll get steel out of it. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is equip all my people with these outfits, which protect them from the Tiberium, which is gonna be absolutely required just now. Decide to wear it eventually. Okay. Yeah, so let's come back, take a look what's happening. Okay, so it's claimed its second victim. Very bad. Killed a male cow. Bull, sorry. These guys are probably gonna die because they're sleeping on top of it. I don't know, it seems to be random how quickly it kills something. Or maybe not random, but it has nothing to do with you lying on top of it. From what I can see, because it seems like things are just dying occasionally randomly, I'd say. I guess, I don't know. But yeah, it does make other life forms. The scary thing about Tiberium is that it spreads. So I've got these walls here, but it'll spread through the walls. It can go through anything. It'll break plasteel. I've got 2 layers just so I can make sure it doesn't get out of control. But it goes through, so nothing much happening here. Yeah, I've got debug. I've got dev mode, so I can actually mess around with it a bit. And I've been messing around with it. But it's more fun just to kind of let it go by itself and just see how things happen naturally, I guess, for something called Tiberium. Yeah, there's this really cool scenario called the Tiberium Conflict. I always thought that was really, really cool. Oh, look at look at that helmet. I think it looks really cool. So as you can see, he's busy using the research bench, which is pretty cool. I'll leave this on here and time lapse the rest, and you can just kind of see it grow, hopefully. Alright, there we go. We have what I was waiting for. We have something called Device Roid, which you can see is this little bug over here that spawned out of the dead cow. And there are lots of dead cows now, so we will have a lot of Device Roids. But yeah, so now it's starting to get pretty bad. So you can see the walls are being damaged over here. And because this is spreading now, it spreads faster. So every crystal spreads more and more and more. As you can see, the ground gets tainted, which I don't know how to get rid of. Maybe by sonic inhibitor, or rid of it is starting to like make these plants, Tiberium plants and stuff like that. So yeah, things are pretty dire. For the red, it's barely spread at all, which I guess is I guess because it's rarer and it can be refined into gold. The dev is totally cool with that, which I am too. I think it's fine. They both seem to do the exact same thing. Like both of these, all of them actually just do the same thing. Which is just be a really big pain in the ass. But yeah, I want to time lapse everything, but I don't want to make the video too long. But I'm gonna put some crystals down around here. The biggest thing is that its growth is exponential. So because I've boxed it in, don't get the impression that this is not really fucking irritating, because it is. It is. I've done a playthrough now with it, and it is one of the more annoying mods that I've ever come across. Yeah, I don't know how common the meteorites are in terms of landing more than 3 or 4, but in the playthrough I did, there were quite a few. I'd probably say about 6 at one point. And 1 blue monolith. I never got any red ones, but the playthrough wasn't very long. I died very quickly. I couldn't get the research needed to do this stuff, which is to build a sonic inhibitor. I think what eventually has to happen is you'll just have a row of sonic inhibitors around your base, which is what I'm gonna do now. And hopefully that's all required. Alright, cool. So set up these sonic inhibitors around the base now, and I've put some more power here because they cost 250 each. But I did overdo it a bit, but yeah, they're about 250 watts each. And I've got this little area that protects the base now, and hopefully that makes for a decent video. I don't know. This is the first time I've had to do something which actually requires a lot of time. It's really interesting. I think this is really freaking awesome. So while that happens, I can show you what all of these things do. So if you write about the green Tiberium, I'll add one in, you get these special books. So you get these 3 books. You get the Riparius, the Mnephora, and the Rutila book. And what they allow you to do is to build, allows you to make this, the Tiberium Refinery, which is this. And you need one of each. So it says 1 Riparius, 1 Mnephora, and 1 Rutila book. And that is very important because this is what allows you to actually get something out of the Tiberium. And that's the reason why you would kit your colonists out in this getup, so you can actually use the Tiberium to your advantage. But of course, look how expensive this stuff is. So it's 15 uranium, 50 plasteel, 25 gold, 250 steel, and 4 components, as well as the 3 books for this. And then this is 10 uranium, 300 steel, 8 components. Alright, that's actually not that bad. And then 5 raw red Tiberium crystals, 10 blue Tiberium crystals, and 15 green ones. The problem was that I could never get this research bench, because in my last playthrough, I never got any red ones. A blue monolith spawned, which is okay, but it didn't give me enough by the time I was dead. And then this one is 10 uranium, 10 plasteel, 1 gold, so it's not bad at all. Well, I had a lot of viceroids now. Get busy eating from the dead cow. Because all the potatoes are gone, so these walls are eventually going to break. I should probably reinforce them. But yeah, so it should be noted that this is quite a side event compared to what would be considered a pretty... Like, having your whole colony get plague is much worse than this at the moment. As you can see, this had all of them in it, and it's only just starting to damage the walls now. It's not underwhelming, though. This is a very tough scenario. It just takes a while. And obviously, as a video maker, I need to be able to show that properly. Yeah, you'll see it grow quite a bit. Like, it's already growing, I would say. Alright, it's been about 5 minutes now. So, still spreading. I actually tested something, and to see if viceroids were manhunting just like by default. They're actually not. I've just been messing around now inside here just to see how well the suit works, which it actually seems to work perfectly. This is a bionic colonist, by the way. So yeah, pretty interesting. They're not actually manhunting, they're just normal animals. Their food goes down incredibly slowly though, which is particularly interesting. Alright, so it's been about 10 minutes now, and you can kind of see the extent at which it's been spreading. It's eating bricks and stuff like that, like the steel that you just sort of disappear there, eating all the material around it now. Just watching it eat through this mountain is kind of, it's really interesting actually. Yeah, but yeah, it's pretty freaking aggressive. I can imagine, and this has come from personal experience, how difficult it would be to actually contain this kind of thing, because one of these the sonic inhibitors is such a small area. So just having to deal, like, look at how big this area is compared to the sonic inhibitor already. So you can imagine how much of a pain in the ass this would be to actually have to combat. And that's why I've built a little ring around the base, because I very much doubt that you'll have to, I very much doubt you'll be able to deal with this properly. You'll have to route power to here, then put down sonic inhibitors, while having the correct outfit to not die to the poison. And yeah, you can imagine. So what we're gonna do now is test out what the Tiberium does on colonists. What? He's wearing a protection suit. Oh my goodness, okay. He's wearing a freaking protection suit. This guy came prepared. I guess tribalman? Yeah, okay. Tribalman. Angry tribalman. Wondering if it affects them at all. Wait, they're not wearing this, right? No. Okay. Synthread. That is Synthread fucking tribal thing. We can see all the green Tiberium is stacking on itself, which is kind of interesting. If you have more than one green field, the plants will stack on each other. So that's kind of interesting to me. Tiberium. Get some Tiberium fiends. That is pretty fucking weird. Small one. Whoa, okay. As you can see, the Tiberium terrors. Sheepers. That is horrifying. 8,800. That's pretty cool, I guess. I kind of want to feed these things so they don't break out. So let's just do that. There we go. Alright, no signs of changing yet. This is still spreading. It's kind of eating through the mountain. Which is kind of crazy. Yeah, I will say that this mod is not the easiest to make a video about because you don't want to miss anything. Okay, this Viceroy is attacking him. Alright. I'm not really sure how the game works. How it like works out whether Viceroids attack people or not, because that was random. Huh. Like, does it have to do with the food? I can't see a reason in the mod. On the mod page. So I'm gonna go back to waiting a while so we can see what happens to these guys. But yeah, these are the terrors that come with it. Oh no, wait, does the blight destroy? It did, but then it kind of just rebuilt itself. Dude, that was crazy. The blight destroyed a whole lot of them and it just repaired itself. Like, it just regrew. That is awesome. It's incredibly cool. But yeah, you can see it's starting to come this way. I don't know how you would stop this. It seems kind of unstoppable. Alright, so we're back. It's been about 40 minutes of real world time, maybe 40 to 50 minutes. I was watching some Parks and Rec. This is how far it's gone now. It's taken over, I'd say, about half the map. No, more than half the map. This is the clean area. This is the non-clean area. As you can see, it's kind of just spread and spread and spread. Skipped out on some dark marsh area. I don't know why. Same thing over here. I guess it just doesn't like that kind of place. But yeah, I actually realized that in winter it doesn't grow in this temperature. So like anything under 0 it doesn't grow in. So I just used a few heat waves because I didn't want to wait that long. But yeah, you can see it kind of growing. It does need light and heat to grow like all plants. So means that in like a ice sheet you might actually be fine. Might just be fine. But yeah, you can see even the red is kind of grown out a bit. Just crazy. But this green has just consumed and consumed and consumed. Lots of Viceroids everywhere. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Kind of insane. I don't even know where the dumping zone is. Oh, it's here. I think. There, okay. This thing was pretty much filled with Viceroids at one point. I'm pretty sure that either bears have come to eat it or the Tiberium eats it. I don't actually know. But yeah, I think I'm going to do one last time lapse and then that'll be the end of the video. But yeah, as you can see, this would be unprecedented disaster if this happened on your colony. There would be no way to get rid of all of this unless you had super geared up bionic individuals. And a lot of and if you wanted to micromanage a lot. But yeah, this is just, it's just too much now. It's still eating through this entire mountain. This is like the size of that. Now it is this. Everything else has been eaten. Everything else. But yeah, I've tried to outfit my base to defend against Viceroids because they will come and attack at random. And that's a problem because they do a lot of damage. A lot more than I thought. Yeah. Cool, so let me do this and then we can go back to one last time lapse and then that's it. That's the whole mod, guys. That's the whole mod. And of course, a fucking fire. Rimworld, dude. I love it. I was busy watching. I was busy watching this. I was busy watching something, and I just saw this. All right. Well, is everyone okay? Just burnt a little bit. Ray is burnt a little bit. Okay, everyone's fine. Yeah. Okay, that was really weird. Really weird. Yeah, just rows and rows and rows of green Tiberium. I think I'm gonna call that the video there. This is gonna be a really long video. Most of it's gonna be time lapse though. But this is really cool. Very cool mod. Thank you very much for watching. With that finale, I think we can end it there. To be honest, we can end it there. These people will become viceroys soon. What a shame. They will be consumed. They will be consumed by the all-encompassing Tiberium of Command and Conquer 3. But yeah, really. Guys, hope you have a nice time. See ya.